Hey there, connoisseurs. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also, the channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors and home to the best MJ community. It's Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, September 25th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to take a look at Canopy growth stock, specifically CGC on the NASDAQ. We just had a death cross. It's not looking pretty at all. We have multiple bear flags as well and a target of about $4.11 USD. And not factoring in the split, so pre-split, that'd be about 41 cents after being a $60 stock. So we'll discuss all of that and more in today's video. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own Canopy in my portfolio. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So there was the results that came out today as well from the AGMs, the annual general meeting. Basically, everything that was put forth was passed. So Canopy Growth shareholders also approved the appointment of O'Connor Davies. They had approved the results of the directors at the meeting, all around 87 to 89% in favor of. But yeah, in addition, shareholders approved the advisory non-binding resolution on the compensation of the company's named executive officers. But basically, all the matters put forward by the company to shareholders for consideration and approval, as set out in the company's definitive proxy statement dated August 1st, 2024, were approved by the requisite number of votes cast at the meeting. So everything was approved. We'll take a look at the chart here. We are breaking to a weekly lower low. Actually, yeah, we just lost the key support there at 444. So we're still in a weekly downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. And we're in a monthly downtrend as well. We still have yet to confirm a monthly uptrend, while a lot of names in the MJ space are confirming monthly uptrends or very close to doing so. We're still nowhere near close to confirming a monthly uptrend on CGC. And in fact, we're still in a monthly downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. So this move here to 1492 was just a weekly lower high, or sorry, a monthly lower high compared to 1920. And you can see here we're still in lower highs and lower lows. So that gives us a monthly downtrend, but we're looking for this trend to change now. We have our low, high of the bounce at 1492. We're looking for a higher low compared to the low there at $2.76. So if we form this monthly higher low and then break to a higher high, that would give us the monthly uptrend. But from here, we would need to bounce 230, about 240% just to confirm the monthly uptrend. So we got a lot of work to do. We could potentially see these monthly EMAs cross bullish, but that's more than likely going to be 3 to 6 months before we see that happen. I think we're going to potentially see one more leg down here on CGC. Like I said, somewhere around that 411, which will bring up the target here in just a moment. But this is one of the most bearish charts right now in MJ. Monthly downtrend, weekly downtrend, daily time frame. We're on a daily downtrend as well, so it's not looking good whatsoever. We had a daily double top there at 509, and we also had a daily bear flag. So if we take our measured move here from the high to the low, anything under 589 was a potential daily bear flag, and we didn't even get above 558 at 0.236. So not only did we not get above the 0.32, it was a very weak bounce, didn't even get above the 0.236 fib. So then once we lost key support there at 506, that confirmed the daily bear flag, and the move, you just take your high to the low there, move it out to your 0.32 fib. And it's saying the move is about $4.11. We also had an hourly bear flag as well. That was targeting 434, so we got very close. We had 442. So from that hourly bear flag target, we are now about 2% away. And from the daily bear flag target, we're about 7% away. So I think we're getting close to a bottom here. But again, daily, weekly, monthly downtrend. We just had a death cross as well with the 50-day above the 200-day moving average and crossed. So we could see a little bit more weakness as a result of that. We're back below all of the weekly moving averages, and we had a bear cross on the stochastic and the MACD as well, and still well below the 10-week moving average. Hard to find a more bearish chart right now in the sector. And I mentioned that, Tilray could start to outperform some of the Canadian names. And if we take a look at Tilray divided by CGC, you can see here it's just been on an absolute tear over the last few weeks. Tilray hasn't moved a whole lot to the upside, but it's been basically just flat and going sideways, while CGC's been dumping. So even though Tilray's not really moving to the upside, it's staying flat, but Tilray's dropping means that in relation to Tilray, in relation to the price of CGC, it's actually been been going up, right? It's about 130% and a nice strong weekly uptrend. So as you can see here, CGC over, call it the last, we'll go from the week of July 22nd. You can see here we're now down about almost 50%. And then if we go to the week of July 22nd on Tilray, we are down about 15%. So that is the difference there. So CGC definitely the one, if not the most bearish chart, one of the most bearish charts in MJ at the moment. But as we know, CGC is one of those names that when it rips, and when it dips, right? You usually see, 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50% corrections like we have now from the monthly lower high there to current levels. We're now down 70%. So this is why you have to be very cautious. You can go up, over 400% in just a couple of months, but then in about a half a year, we're now down from the high of April. We're now down 70%. So volatility in both directions. You can't have those 400% moves, 400, 500% moves in a couple of months without those 40, 50, 60, 70% corrections, right? So let that be a lesson. And again, we were still in a monthly downtrend, and the most likely scenarios, we were looking for a monthly higher low, and then we still need to confirm the monthly uptrend with a higher high. So key resistance medium term here is going to be 1492. And then longer term, we're looking at 1920. And then after that, we have nothing until about really 4770 or 50 psychological. But you have to keep in mind that just did a 1 for 10 reverse split as well. So technically, we're sitting at 44 cents here when this was once a $50, $60 stock. So we've been absolutely crushed. But like I said, CGC, whenever we bottom, we can usually see a few 100% move in a very relatively short period of time. So as of right now, like I said, still very, very weak here in the short term. Medium term, not looking too bad. We should start to get out of this funk here pretty soon. And then leading into October, October is generally a good month. And then election year, Q4 typically good. And, we have Florida on the ballot. I think that's going to get passed. There's talks that we could potentially see some improvements to the excise tax here in Canada. And I also just posted a video yesterday, save the date. So October 1st, there's going to be an industry challenge leadership summit. And one of the topics they're going to be discussing is high excise taxes. So, and also limits with regards to milligrams in one pack. So we'll see what comes of there. See what comes from that there. But there's a lot of catalysts heading. We have rescheduling, leading into the elections. These political campaigns are more than likely going to start to push MJ. I mentioned that they would probably push crypto first, and we just had both parties fully support crypto. And now I think, the 11th hour will be next, where they'll mention MJ as close to the election as possible to really make people, to confuse people and really give them a decision to make, right? So I think, leading into mid-October, we should start to see some momentum pick back up to the bulls here in the MJ space. All right, going in it there, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again in the next video.